You know, sometimes a single day in the NFL can tell you pretty much everything you need to know about pressure. On the exact same day, we had two teams playing the final game of their season. For one team, it was basically a meaningless exhibition game. For the other, it was everything. And the results? Well, they couldn't have been more different. So let's get into this tale of two very, very different games.
We're going to start in Dallas. The Cowboys are playing the Washington Commanders. Now, both of these teams were already completely out of the playoff hunt. For all intents and purposes, this game didn't matter one bit in the grand scheme of things. So you've got to ask yourself, how does a game with nothing on the line end up feeling this important?
Because get this, instead of just phoning it in, the Cowboys came out and played with some serious fire. You'd think with their season already over, they just go through the motions, right? Nope. They treated the most critical, high-risk moments with a level of focus that was honestly kind of shocking for a team that had absolutely nothing left to prove. And here is the proof. In football, fourth down is always do or die. It is a huge gamble where you risk handing the ball and all the momentum right back to your opponent. The Cowboys found themselves in this high-stakes situation 6 separate times during this game. 6 moments of pure risk. And they converted every single one. 6 for 6. I mean, that's just perfect execution, even when the only thing on the line was their own pride. Unbelievable. And this intensity, it wasn't just a team thing. It was really embodied by their quarterback, who managed to find a huge personal win in what was, for the team, a pretty disappointing season. Look at this. With just 2 touchdown passes in this meaningless game, Dak Prescott hit the 30-touchdown mark for the season. And that right there put him in some very rare company, tying the Cowboys legend Tony Romo for the most 30-touchdown seasons in franchise history. That's a massive personal accomplishment. So, let's recap. In a low-stakes game, we saw absolute perfection and a historic moment. But on that exact same day, in a whole different stadium, well, the pressure was very, very real, and the stakes could not have been higher. All right, let's flip the script and talk about the Detroit Lions. Now, unlike the Cowboys, their entire season was on the line. Win this game against the Vikings, and their playoff dream was still alive. Lose, it's all over. This was it. This was their do-or-die moment. And heading into this massive game, the Lions had this one incredible, rock-solid strength: ball security. They just did not give the ball away. To put that in perspective for you, they only had 8 turnovers through their first 15 games. That was the best record in the entire NFL. They were the absolute model of consistency and care. And then, this happened. 6 turnovers. 6 in one single must-win game. The team that was the absolute best in the league at protecting the football just completely, utterly fell apart. It's actually hard to wrap your head around. And this just lays out the whole meltdown. It was a complete collapse. 3 lost fumbles, 2 of which were just on bad snaps between the center and the quarterback. 2 interceptions thrown. It was, and I'm quoting here, a sloppy performance unfit for the NFL's Christmas Day showcase. The one thing they did better than anyone all year long just vanished when they needed it most. And this wasn't just a loss for Detroit. A collapse this epic, this public, had ripple effects that went way, way beyond their own locker room. And here it is, the most painful consequence of all. With their loss, the Detroit Lions gifted the division rival Green Bay Packers a spot in the playoffs. Can you imagine? They didn't just end their own season. They handed a golden ticket to one of their most hated rivals. Just a brutal, brutal way to end the year. So let's just put these two stories side by side for a second. On one hand, you've got the Dallas Cowboys. 0 pressure, and what do? They deliver flawless execution and a record-setting day. On the other hand, the Detroit Lions. Immense, suffocating pressure, and they suffer a catastrophic failure and a total season-ending collapse. It's a perfect case study in how pressure can make or completely break a team. Which really leaves us with one final thing to think about. Which of these performances tells you more about who a team really is? Is it the Cowboys showing off statistical perfection when nothing was on the line? Or is it the Lions, who were fantastic all season until the one moment they absolutely had to be? What really defines a team? That brilliance in the quiet moments, or having grace under the brightest, hottest lights?